Moved into the sunroom because I think I'm going to try and catalog some boxes today. Good morning, Pickles. Good morning, Yard Yeller. Cock-a-doodle-doo. How are you? Let's start with the rotating strike information. Today, it started this weekend, but today continues that it's Fort St. John, British Columbia, and Tri-Town, Ontario, which is not. It's Tri-Town, Ontario is like Temiskaming or something like that. Northern Ontario, somewhere up north, from what I understand. No, that's wrong. No, it's like the Smith Falls area, I think. Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry. It's the Smith Falls area. So Tri-Town is not a name of a town in Ontario, but the union local's name is Tri-Town. So they've put it as Tri-Town because that's the name of the local that is on strike, which is the Smith Falls area. So anyone who lives in the Smith Falls area of Ontario, you're out of luck right now. But and Fort St. John, from the sounds of it, Fort St. John, Loki, do you mind? Fort St. John, British Columbia is going to remain on strike. Good morning, Creed's Cards. Good morning, Magnus by Marika. How are you? Good morning, Vintage Buyback Kelly Irish. How are you? I'm in the sunroom because it is super dark in the living room. And I was too lazy to go downstairs and get the light. How was my weekend? It was all right. We brought in the boat, which is kind of sad. I hate that time of year when you bring in the boat. That was Saturday, and Sunday we pulled the dock in, which was a new experience for us because we had added wheels to the back. We need more wheels. So we discovered 2 wheels is not enough, which I didn't think it was going to be enough, but he said it was going to be enough, and it wasn't enough. But then, men don't always know what they're talking about. Good morning, Thrifty Shopper. Good morning, BS Smile. How are you? So that was my weekend. How was everybody else's weekend? Did anyone have a good sale? Drip Locker, what's up? How are you? How are things going? So Canada Post labels are back. You can still use bring your own label if you need to. If you live in Fort St. John, you're going to need to do bring your own label. And also if you live in Tri-Town, which is Smith Falls area, I think. I don't know. I put it in the Discord yesterday. Let's see. Creates Cards had a nice show yesterday. Went really well. Thankfully. Awesome. That is great. Drip Locker, you had a great show on Saturday. Do you know when we can order from the US yet again? It looks like they're waiting for a couple. So the way that they put it in their message to us was that they were waiting for all international postal services to start accepting Canada Post packages, so they don't have to flip a switch for some countries and not others. So hopefully later this week. There might be some countries that have decided that they're not. I haven't looked into it. I should look into it, but I haven't looked into it to figure out which country it is that is the holdout. USPS is accepting, but it's because the engineers are like, dudes, if you guys turn around and strike again, we've got to do all this work all over again to turn all this back off. And it's not like a switch. It's not like international yes no. It's a whole process. So that's why it took the engineers a week to undo all the bring your own label and everything else. Oh my God, I feel bad for them. I really feel bad for them. It's part of it's because whatnot has been built up over time. This is has to be one of the grossest ones you've ever handed me. Sorry, dog ball constant. So whatnot was built, and then as they've updated it, it's not like they've got the coding is not as simple as you would think, right? So a lot has to go into adjusting the coding in order for it to work every time they add another country, and then they've got to adjust every time they add a country. They got to make sure that everything that happens on Whatnot follows that international rule, and is that going to work or not, and what do we need to change, and what are we going to have to adjust. And um so this is just, I feel so bad. I am so sorry, Whatnot, that we have a stupid, good morning, Shauna, that we have such a lovely postal system that keeps going on strike. But this the tariff stuff isn't on us. It really ain't our tariffs that are causing all the issues. Okay, Loki. I realized that Loki sounds like low key. He is far from low key. Hopefully the tariffs get settled. I don't think that's ever gonna go away. I don't think because the Biden administration also wanted to change the de minimis exemption. I don't think that the de minimis exemption is coming back, to be honest. If it is, it might be a very small amount. Maybe with a new agreement. Well, yeah, with a new free trade agreement, maybe, but that doesn't change the de minimis exemption. The free trade agreement may change the tariffs, but it won't change duties and taxes. Just like all these years, we've had a free trade agreement with the United States before Trump started ignoring it, and we always had to pay our duties and taxes on things that we brought in. Canada's de minimis exemption is only $20, but they usually let most stuff go that's under $50. Yeah, not being able to sell to the US, or being able to sell to the US, but really not, because anytime somebody comes into a show, they get that notification that says, this is going to cost you more, and do you still want to join? I wish that it would just have this is going to cost you more, and not an sorry, I don't know how to put this, but they had a little thing at the top of the screen that was a warning. I hope that they take away the big pop-up that asks you whether or not you want to join the show. Also, because the wording, it doesn't actually reflect what the real charges are going to be. The key thing is going to be if Whatnot can find an alternative to using UPS, because right now I've looked around and there are no easy alternatives where we don't have to prepay taxes and duties before we ship down to the States. There's even Stallion just came up with a new thing, and it's prepaid. It's prepaid duties. So that would be a tough one for Whatnot to figure out, because that involves HTS codes and all kinds of things. So I think the key thing for us in Canada is we need to build Whatnot Canada. So sorry, air conditioner turning on. I don't know why. Why are you turning on? I set it at 75. I don't know why it's turning on. Please hold. Good morning, Sampy. Welcome in. Good morning, East Coast Vintage Treasures and Vintage Girl. Yeah, so if we build Whatnot Canada and turn off the air conditioner, you are very loud. There we go. The air conditioner's off. That's better. I can hear myself think. You've had great support from Canadian buyers. Yeah, the Canadian market is building. What the heck is behind me? The Canadian market is building. So one step at a time. We're going to build Whatnot Canada, and then we'll be less reliant upon U.S. buyers. Not that we don't love U.S. buyers, but we'll be less reliant. Good morning, Jespian. How are you? Cardboard Junkies. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Oh, Natural Gems. Good morning. How are you? Welcome in. Go Jays, go. What's happening with the Jays? Paying no attention to sports, Yard Yeller. I'm totally useless when it comes to sports. I know they were playing games or something. I know they play baseball. There was some sort of American League final. In my day, we won 3 times in a row. So, Cardboard Junkie says Canadian market is crazy right now. We hit 209 buyers last Monday. That's forking amazing. That is just amazing. The TCG market, Whatnot has been working really hard to build the TCG market and has been spending money on advertising for Canada in the TCG market, and it is paying off with dividends. It is totally paying off. We have so many. I was going through and like checking out different which Canadians were on, and there's so many premier shops coming up, like premier shop, premier shop, premier shop. The Jays won last night. Did they win like the AL? Are they going to the Super Bowl of baseball, the World Series? Which is funny that it's not, they call it the World Series, but it's not actually the world. It's just Canada and the US. And before Canada even started participating, it was called the World Series, even though it was just the US. Anyways, is it the World Series they're going to or something? Vintage Buyback Kelly Irish says, sure. I returned my inventory back to marketplace and made my first random buy overnight. That was exciting. My followers are growing pretty good. Yay! Shauna's Treasures and Art says some sellers are restarting some show over days in order to bundle multiple shows in one shipping. Is this allowed? Yeah. I have not had any luck doing it. It always glitches on me when I try to do that, Shauna. The key is not to raid. Don't raid, just end your show. But do not raid. Although some people say that if you raid, it's fine. You can still restart your show. I have not had that success. So yeah, but the good news is that well, the challenge with doing the show over multiple days is that the orders count from like when they were bought, so it can really mess up your shipping a bit. But they are currently beta testing in 3 or 4 countries. They're beta testing the option for sellers to have open box, so you wouldn't have to restart a show. It's just, you could say once a week or twice a week you do shipping. So all my shows Monday to Wednesday, whatever you buy is going to go into the same box. That is going to be a huge game changer, especially for TCG market, for like the small little things. The people who sell little pieces of cardboard, it's going to make a huge difference. So, and for us in vintage decor, I think it's going to make a huge difference. So we're just waiting. They're testing it out. Drip Locker says I would probably still ship the next day. I like getting ahead. Yeah, but the benefit of it is that if you do open box, then your buyers who come to you regularly won't be paying multiple shipments. They'll be paying just one first price. So you may find that even if you did every other day, so if you did shows, you did Monday, Tuesday, ship out, Wednesday, Thursday, ship out, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ship out, you might find that you get a lot more sales, because when people come in and they look at the price down below for shipping and it only says 50 cents or zero, because they've already, it's, you're adding one more card to the box, is going to weigh next to nothing. It's a TCG, it's going to make a huge difference. All those guys and gals who are doing the local pickup way of getting, which is not, it's not within terms of service, but they're doing it and they're getting away with it right now. All of them would be able to stop doing that and just have an open box and not have to go through the hassle later on of trying to chase people down for money to get them to pay for the shipping after the fact, and chase down people to give them their pickup codes and all that kind of stuff. They could just have an open box and then once a week ship out, or twice a week, whatever you want to do. As far as I know, you can make it the way you want to. On Oh Natural Gem says, I'm new here. I was wondering how to do live sales without having to post from my shop. They can just claim what I show. So there's 2 options. You still need to list something in order for them to purchase. It's not like if you were doing Instagram where you could just sit there and show things, and the first person to say claim, you write that person's name down and later on you send them an invoice. It's not like that. You would still need to post something for list something on your in your store, and then they can purchase it. You can do random sales. So I don't know if I have it in, I probably don't, but a lot of people do so if I'm doing random pulls, and then I'll do it by weight. So I might have like 0, so you're doing natural gems, so you're probably, most of your stuff is going to be lightweight. So you could just show the gems and run it like gem as seen on, gem number one seen on. So you just create one listing for a with a quantity of 1,000, and you just sell that one listing with that weight. If you're selling like lightweight things like gems, which by the way, mimics, are you in the room? Because there's a gem seller on here. Good morning, man, Michelle, man, Michael, welcome in. Baby Huey's Bakery, how are you? You can also list things individually and put them in your buy it now, or you can and then just pin the item from your buy it now so that people can see it on screen and buy it, or you can run it as an auction. That's totally up to you. You got the auction tab or the buy it now tab. If you're doing gems, you probably have a fixed amount that you want to get, so putting it in the buy it now is would be my suggestion. That's what a lot of crystal sellers do, is that they just pin things from the buy it now so that you can. But the important thing is if you want to get discovered, you need to pin something, talk about it, and either and then pin the, if you're doing a buy it now sale, you would pin the item, talk about it, pin the next item, talk about it. If you're going to do random pulls, don't you do a buy it now, do an auction instead. Start your price at, if you want to, you can change it. So you hold up, I'm going to make stuff up here. You hold up a piece of a little emerald. You hold up a little emerald and you want to start that at $25. Then that you start it, you can edit and say $25 and then hit start auction. And then say the next thing is a really awesome opal and it should start at $30. Then you just before you hit start auction, you type in 30 and then you hit start auction. So don't hit run next. Don't use run next, because then that will go with what your set amount was. Because when you set up your random, when you do a random listing of like 1,000 things, it's like as seen live one gem. You're going to have to pick what the starting bid is. And so if you hit run next, it would start it at, say you put everything at $10, but sometimes you're going to put it up because of the value. But if you hit run next on an opal and it's not $10, then it could sell for $10 because you hit run next. So don't hit run next. If you're a newbie, don't hit run next. Run next is not your friend. Backgam. Backgam. Good morning. How are you? Okay, so feel free to ask your questions and share your shows. It is a really miserable day, and I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning again. So I accidentally fell asleep on the couch last night very early, which is probably why I was up at 1 a.m. Um, Yeah, it happened to you during your first show and you undersold items. Yeah, I think run next works great if you're like in Pokemon or something and you start everything at whatever amount. Otherwise, it's a nightmare. It's I've done it many times. I've hit run next. Yard Yeller asks, is pinning from the bin better than auction for the algo? No difference between bin items and auction items for pinning. Pinning is a signal, is one of those signals of discoverability that's going to tell the algorithm that you're an active show. So the more you pin, talk, run, or pin, talk, flash sale, or just pin and show, pin, talk, and show, and then move on to the next thing if you're doing a bin. But make sure you pin items frequently. She says is she has not pinned an item in like I don't know how many minutes. Well, because I'm not worried about being discovered this morning, as I just want to go back to bed, to be honest. If I could, I would. Right, Loki? Loki, Woki, Pudding and Pie. Good morning, Future Claw. On that, Natural Gem says, have you ever put things in the shop and they don't show up when you go live? Sometimes you think it's gone into your shop, but it hasn't been imported in. So if you add an item, if you go into the show prior to your show and add items, your items should be there when you go to run your show. I very rarely will not go into my a show to catalog items. I always try to put them in a show. If you add them just regular, they're not going to show up in that show unless you bring them into the show. So you can go to, prior to your show, open up that that show and look at what items it is showing for your auction items and your buy it now. And if something isn't there, you can hit that plus sign when you're in your show's store. You can hit that yellow plus sign, and then what you want to do is hit at the very bottom. It says import from inventory. You want to click on that, and then it'll show you all your active items that are in shows, and then it'll show you your inactive items. So you want to go to that tab. If you don't find your items in the active items, go up to the inactive tab and you'll probably find your items. You just select the ones that you want to bring into the show prior to starting your show. Just double check, add those items, and then hit import, and it'll import all those items into your current show. If you have an iPhone and say yesterday you did a show and you had 50 items in that show, and today you want to run whatever's left over from yesterday's show, you can go in on your iPhone, you can go to the little triple dots on your show, and then it will bring up a menu. You go to clone items, and then scroll till you find the yesterday's show or whatever is the show that you want to import from, and then you can select all, and it will import all the items that didn't sell into your current new show. So you can do that before. Always double check if you're before you run before you, in the few minutes before you start your show, you should check yourself in the mirror, um, open up the app, go into your show, check that your show notes are okay, go into your store, check that you have all the items that you need in your store, and then go live. Always double check. Oh, Natural Jump says thanks because I came out of the live to add something and I lost my whole show. Oh no. Oh yeah. So because you left your show. Yeah. Don't you don't need to. You end your live if you suddenly realize or someone says to you, "Oh, I really like that apple basket. Can I have that? Can you run that apple basket?" And I say, "Oh, that's in like tomorrow's show. Hang on, I'll run it now." You can then go in, go to your store, hit that plus sign, import from inventory, type in apple to find apple basket. It would probably be inactive or inactive, whatever. You find it, you import it, and you bring it in. And you don't have to leave your show at all. You're still there. The only thing is talk while you do that because it's really boring to watch someone just stare at their phone and go like this. So narrate what you're doing is my suggestion. So it's not quiet. Absolute Flipping Deal says, "Good morning. Just got power back since 3 a.m. I know we lost power. I just don't know when. Sometime between Nick left at 4, at 6. It was probably between like 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. We lost power briefly. Not for long. Good morning, Two Dial. TCG, how are you? Canada Post is back for the moment. Yes, so Canada Post is back, and the the rotating strikes are currently still Fort St. John, British Columbia. Oh no, someone call 911. I've broken a nail. Don't actually call 911. Fort St. John, British Columbia, and Tri-Town, Ontario, which is the Smith Falls area. Hooked up generator at 4 o'clock in the morning in the rain. Oh, ew. I don't even know where our generators are. I have no clue what Nick did with the generators. They're probably outside. I'm going to have to get him to move it. Don't dial. Good morning, the crazy bead lady. Linda, how are you? You're a soggy mess. Well, I'm glad you got your power back at least. Yeah, it was off for a bit. I know that when I looked at my email, the Nextdoor app was going nuts with people. I don't know why when the power goes out, people feel like they need to announce it on social media for everyone. Like, if your power is out, other people's power is out. Good morning. A Croc Charm Innovator. Good morning. And Digging for Gold and Mamarazzi Finds and Connor. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Feel free to ask your questions and share your shows. It's going to be a short show again today. I'm in the sunroom and it is a dreary, rainy day. Deal Dive, good morning. The Reptile Guy, good morning. Adornment Goddess, good morning. So what was it? Tuesday show, whatever the 14th was. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Whatever, I can't remember. The 14th. Sandra Sensations, good morning. Um, the show that I did on the 14th, which was the attracting new buyers on Whatnot, that was a 3-hour show. For those of you who stayed in for the entire thing, you are saints. Good morning, Canadian Chief. Cockadoodle doo. How are you? Second Troy, what's up? Thrifting A, good morning. Absolute Flipping Deals is guesting on Tasha's show tomorrow at 3:45. She's gonna make me run it. Yes, awesome. BD Canada, Ariande, good morning. I probably said Ariadne. Ariadne, good morning. Sarah Tulipafera, good morning. How is everyone doing? So ask your questions and share your shows. Canada Post is back for now. Natural Gem says it's gloomy in the Toronto Brampton area too. Didn't sleep well, so I'm in bed. Glad I didn't go to work. Would have missed out on your live. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. So my show that was on the 14th is now slightly edited. I did remove some of the boring stuff, but it's still 3 hours long. And so I had to split it into 3 parts, and it's on YouTube now because it didn't stream to YouTube, so it's now on YouTube in 3 parts. The third part finally loaded this morning. I tried to do it as one whole 3-hour video onto YouTube, and it just would not upload, so I had to split it into 3. So you're gonna Absolute Boom Deal says, who knows, maybe some watches. I did replace 175 batteries yesterday. Holy cow! Holy cow. With the right batteries? You had the right batteries? When we were at the Northumberland Vintage Show, poor Donna had brought all this stuff for all of her watches, and the most common watch battery she did not bring. And I think it was about 20 times you told us. The most common watch battery, and I didn't bring it. So hopefully, was it the most common watch battery for most of them? You ran out of the common ones. 377. Yeah. Good morning, Jude's Closet. Good morning, Smith Terry. How are you? Oh, that coffee is not tasty at all this morning. Okay, so ask your questions, share your shows. You know the drill. And then we will find someone to raid into. It's just one of those mornings. You want this mug? This Toronto one? It's got City Hall and everything. It's cute. And it's Timmy's. Megahertz, how are you? Hang on, we're gonna go for a walk. Thank you. Insanity Driven, good morning. Me too. I'm also insanity. We're going into the darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I need to find my other phone. There we go. I got my other phone. Yay. So I think I'm going to do a book show. To come back, I'm going to do a book show because I have so many books to go through. But this weekend, I'm not feeling better. But thank you, Donna. I'm glad that I'm faking it. So, whoa, Jesus, Murphy, Loki. No, I don't want to play ball. No, mommy working. Settle. No, mommy working. No, thank you. Mommy working. Mommy busy. Sit. That's it. Oh, the recycling truck's here. Juice Claus says, hi everyone. I'm finally doing shows. Yay! Decided to go into the makeup category. Great for stocking stuffers. Yes. Oh my gosh. Do you have mascara? I need mascara. I mean, I don't need mascara this instant, but I always love buying mascara. That's Loki. That's okay. I know it's noisy, but that's Recycle Man. He's good friend. Help. help Mummy. I don't know why I try to talk to him. You're usually on late at night. Oh, okay. But maybe if I can pre-bed. So much mascara. I do love a good mascara. I'm a sucker for a very good mascara. Off to the doctors. Have a great day, Donna. Love you. And when are you going to be on with Tasha? Scrolling back. Scrolling back. Scrolling back. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow, 3:45 with Shop with Tasha. Finally, 3:45 tomorrow. Absolute Flipping Deals is going to be selling tomorrow. I'm very excited. Even if it's with Shop with Tasha, it's still you're going to be doing it. Have an awesome day. Okay. Now I can go into whatnot and I can pin from here. Huzzah. There we go. Okay. So we did do this. Canada Post is operational. Oh, thanks, Jude's Closet. It's handmade. Isn't it cute? It goes all the way around. When I saw it, I had to pick it up. Plus, it's like really big. It's huge. But I thought it was so adorable. So Canada Post is on rotating strike. The locations are Fort St. John, British Columbia, and Tri-Town, Ontario, which is the sorry, neuropathy is fun. Which is the Smith Falls area. I did not know that, but I found that out. The things that I learned for you guys. So, and if you are in an area affected by Canada Post's rotating strikes, you can use bring your own labels still. It is available, but you can always just stick with Canada Post because most places, except for Fort St. John, British Columbia, most places are on a rotating strike for a couple of days and then they're back to work. So they're not long extended strikes yet. They're trying to emphasize the rural areas. And they're targeting rural areas right now because according to, well, it's probably not completely correct. I wish Corey was here because Corey could explain it better. Okay. And just a reminder that if you are selling to a US buyer, Canadian sellers to US buyers, everything will go by UPS and your buyer will have to pay customs duties, taxes, and tariffs, as well as UPS's customs clearance fee for their work to clear your package. What is the, oh, good question. Let me find out. Jude's Closet asks, what's the rules around shipping nail polish in the mail? Yeah, Chitchats doesn't allow it, and part of that is because nail polish Canada Post. Non-mailable matter. If it's, can you send... Canada does not allow international shipping of nail polish. Oh man, hang on. We're going to the non-mailable matter PDF to read this. Okay, so now I need to search for polish. Okay, so class 3 is anything with acetone, so nail polish and remover. So if it is acetone based, it cannot go in the mail. It's labeled under non-mailable matter. Contains products or substances cause injury to those handling mail, damage to postal equipment, entrapment of other items. Blah blah blah. So yeah, let me just see if there's any more than just this. No, just under class 3 flammable liquids. So you'd have to find out if your nail polish has acetone in it, then it is not allowed. But I don't think all nail polish has acetone. All nail polish, because I don't know, have acetone? Question mark. Does all nail polish have acetone in it? All nail polish is conventional nail polish is made out of a polymer. So just double check that it, yeah. So just double check, Jude. It might be a nail polish that does not have acetone in it. It's just only if it has acetone, um, that it is not allowed. But Chitchats, to be on the safe side, just says no to it all because it's easier than them asking. Yeah, check the box, or you can also, if it's not, if it's not on the box, see if there's a Wimmis, because it's a Wimmis thing for it, like, uh, because that's the health and safety that you would do for work. There's a Wimmis would have exactly Wimmis nail polish. Yeah. So if it has acetone in it, it will be listed under the Wimmis page for it, because that's considered hazardous. So I would check Wimmis, and if it's not on Wimmis, antiques. Oh my gosh, that's so much fun to say. Antiques. And good morning, living the dream. How are you? So, Fintiquity, good morning. How are you doing? We're learning that all nail polish does not have acetone, but any nail polish that does have acetone cannot be mailed in Canada. Did not know that. Things I learned. Already made sales to Montreal and Vancouver. I'm so excited. Congratulations, Jude's Closet. That's awesome. So Jude's Closet is now also in the makeup category. So beauty and skincare category, which is awesome. That is a growing category on Whatnot. TCG is just blowing up in Canada. I'm very excited. Lego's blowing up. The toys category is blowing up. It's just all starting to come together. It's very exciting. So if you are a Canadian, you need to start, and this is a do as I say, not as I do. You need to start advertising your on Instagram and wherever else, TikTok, Facebook. You need to start sharing your referral code. Every time you share your referral code, you may not get a ton of people who sign up, but even if you get 10 people to sign up, that's like $5 each. That's $50. Um, yeah, Drip Locker's totally right. Canadians buy from other Canadian sellers. Yeah. So the more Canadians you can get on board. Also, if you're a seller, you can share your seller referral code and, to another person who would be a great seller on Whatnot, help them out. And guess what? You get $100 when they do their first live show. It's $100 right now. So why not do it? Right? If you get 10 people to sign up under your referral code and 5 of them, um Deal Dive says, I have a bit of everything today. I'll be doing a live at 12:30. I'm selling my mom's homemade wreaths. Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Do they have to sell or do a show? They have to do a show and sell. So not just make a listing, but do a show and sell in a show. And they'll also be given an incentive. If they get over a certain amount of money, they'll get $150 credit. Whatnot will match. So if they sell $150 worth of stuff, they'll get $150 from Whatnot as a credit to congratulate them on their first sale. So that's pretty cool too. Jude's Closet says, I'm so techie challenged. I can't figure out how to add my picture to the referral thumbnail. Oh yeah. Like you wanna do your own. I would just, you know what? The easiest thing to do is to go into Whatnot, into my show, go into your account, go to referrals, go to your referrals, and then hit share link, and it's going to create. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, I have to admit, but then you can put it. See there, I can put it into my Instagram, and it's an immediate photo, so I can copy the link, share to Instagram stories. Hopefully, am I in the right one? No, I can't do it on that because Discord, that different. I'm in a different Instagram, but on this phone. So you can actually share it on Instagram and Facebook. There's all kinds to select from. For me, it's showing Instagram. Let's see, Discord. What would it show up on Discord? It would show as a little message on Facebook. Facebook newsfeed just once. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it. So yeah, definitely, it's so easy. You just go boop boop boop. Hi, good morning, thrifting with ADHD. Vintui says spread the word. Have a QR code for people to scan with your invite to be a seller or buyer, and have that in your purse or wallet and hand it out. Yes, absolutely. I have business cards that I often forget at home, but I have business cards with a QR code that says join us on Whatnot, and I have QR codes. Oh my gosh, should I go? I'll go get. Hang on, we're gonna go for a little walk. You've seen others with their picture in it. Basically we create those, which you can do by using Canva. Use Canva, and you can create your own little image if you want to. I'll show you what I created for. Since Leah's here, Donna's gone. Donna had to go do something, but Leah's here, so I can show Leah hers. Hang on. We're just going for a walk through the house. Going for a walk through the house. Welcome to my house. It's full of stuff. Everywhere you look, I have to walk sideways because this place is full of stuff. So let's see if I can hold this up so you guys can see it. Hang on. I made banners. I made banners for the Northumberland Vintage Show, and then they didn't arrive in time. Hang on. Oh dear. Okay, you ready? It's so sad. So this is the one that I created with my seller QR code. And there's one for Allie. I will always love vintage. Where's oh my god. There it is. There it is. It came out so good, Leah. It came out so good. See? Look at that. Hang on. It came out so good. So I did that. I don't know where you'd use it. But that was from, if you go to, where is it? Hang on. I'll find it. help@whatnot.com. All right. Hang on. It's in help.whatnot.com. We're going to go and we're going to search for assets. If I can spell assets right. Uh-oh. Humpty Dumpty. No. Marketing. Marketing. I'm going to put marketing. Loki. High value. Reduce commission on coin and money. Fire protection, plant, smart bundling. No, that's not what I want. I want thumbnail. Oh, now I can't remember. This is how you feel. Loki. No, go away. Thank you. Let me see if I can find it now. Okay, thumbnail. Video listings, bookmark shows, creating, managing auctions. It's not here. Where is the... No, stop. Stop! I'm trying to find it. Whatnot marketing assets. Brand desk, seller resources. There we go. Okay, it's under Seller Academy. I found it finally. Vivian, good morning. So new brand guidelines, social media templates. See right here. So if you go to selleracademy.whatnot.com, it wasn't in help.whatnot.com, and you go to stop social media templates. So you want to go to Seller Academy, and then you're going to look for seller resources, and then they have this social media templates, and it's a Canva template, and it'll say use this template for a new design. It has the instructions in it for using it free in Canva, so all you have to do is just use Canva. And as you can see, it had like this drop down thing, so I just took that and then I used it for something a little different. Good morning, Vivian Face Place, how are you? So yeah, it had a bunch of different ones, so you could always use that, and I just kind of adjusted it, as you could see, and like added a bottom to it, and then so there was more yellow, and then put the QR code over here. So that's basically what I did. Is I used this as a template for for the banners, for creating banners. Sorry, Whatnot, I didn't ask for permission. I asked for forgiveness now. I'm sure you're fine with it because it looks really great and still matches. And I made one for everybody. I was really surprised at the quality of the print. I was really worried because it is pretty big that we were blowing everybody's things up. That's not the right phrase. You know what I mean. Making the logos way bigger than when they started. So yeah. If you want, I could probably create a template that people could use if they want to print their own banners. I should do that. Note to self, create that and add that. Maybe make it something that's like Canadian-ish, so it doesn't look like I'm trying to create what. We'll make it Canadian like. Anyways, you can use those. So you can use Whatnot has given you some brand templates that you can use, and that again, that's at Seller Academy, selleracademy.whatnot.com. And if you're a new seller to Whatnot, Seller Academy should be your first stop. That's where you're gonna see all kinds of videos and information on how to get started, how to create a listing, how to run an auction, et cetera, et cetera. It takes you through all the stuff in a very easy to understand format. They have both written as well as videos that you could watch depending on your how you learn. Everyone has a different style of learning, right? Everyone's slightly different, so they give you multiple ways to learn. Kin Lady Rescue, good morning. Living the Dream 2025 says, I'm trying to fill a box show tomorrow. We'll be up to 5 pounds. Nervous but excited to give it a go. That's exciting. That's going to be fun. It's worth a try, right? Like as long as you make sure that you protect yourself, like don't do dollar starts. Make sure you protect yourself that way. Start at a price that makes sense. And yeah, hopefully that'll be all right. Okay, so I have to say, speaking of US buyers, I got a couple of messages from people who attend US friends who attended the protests, or music festivals, as some people called them, because for some reason protest was getting blocked by some algorithms in social media, so they're calling it a music festival. Anyways, some people had a really great time. I had about three I had 3 people message me to tell me that they had gone and they had an amazing time. So I'm really glad that they had an amazing time and it was safe and fun, and they enjoyed themselves. Nothing better than a protest music festival. Kin Lady Rescue says, can you see me? Because it says I'm in the wait list. The Red Rooster has experienced a high volume of activity and I have to wait. Oh my God. I'm experiencing a high. Oh my gosh. If you've got it, I can see you, Kitten Lady Rescue. Take a screenshot because that's hilarious. I do not have a high volume of activity. That is so weird. I'm on, what the heck? Whatnot? A wait list to join my show. That is crazy. It took like 5 errors to even get in. Great. Great. What not be what not in this morning. Vivian Faye's place says, I'm in the US. Um, but love to see what's happening with you all. I'm glad you're here, Vivian. I'm excited that you're here. We have if it's see, and now it's now what not be what not, and I'm just gonna look at that. Yeah, look at that. Leah got kicked out of whatnot and now not loading for her. Yeah, that it wouldn't let me pin, so I had to start an auction. Whatnot and be having some problems this morning. It was down for 4 hours this morning. I wonder if they had power outages wherever they are too. Um, that's kind of funny. There's not a high. Please hold. Kim's having a high volume of calls this morning. There's a lot of questions, Kitten Lady Rescue, obviously. Last night as well, it read on the Facebook whatnot page. So hopefully, it may be that they're doing did they recently do an update, or maybe they're working on something with the servers right now and it's causing some glitches. It is nearing the end of the month. Usually the end of the month is when new exciting things happen on whatnot, so sometimes that causes some hiccups that the engineers have to fix, so that could be the case. Vivian Faye's place asks, are there many differences between whatnot US and whatnot Canada? From an operational standpoint, the only main difference is our shipping and the fact that we sell in Canadian dollars and get paid in Canadian dollars. Whatnot, thank you, Kitten Lady Rescue. Whatnot, Canada does not use PayPal, so we do lose out on a few sales because of that. The major difference between whatnot Canada and whatnot US is whatnot US is like huge, and Canada's just on the ground floor starting. Mofo Cards, Dave Rude, good morning. IBCC shop. Yeah, people are having trouble. People are definitely having trouble this morning. Something's going on with whatnot. Whatnot definitely be whatnot in this morning. Vexley, lock it down. Good morning. Amazon cloud servers. Ooh, is it Amazon's fault? We can Amazon cloud servers are down. Oh my god. Did they get attacked? Why are they down? eBay says, does whatnot always crash? No. No. In fact, I mean, when I first started in whatnot nearly 3 years ago, uh whatnotted a lot. There was a lot of glitches. They're very rare. It's very rare. Bruce County Collector waving in your general direction. Hope you're having a fabulous day. 27 Dance and Cat 24. Good morning. Good morning. Vivian Faye says, congrats to all of you who are in early on. Yeah. I remember, oh yeah, the epic crashes. Vintiqui says, I remember the epic crashes. We used to have some, oh my gosh, when they did was it the first Black Friday they did? And it like 8, what was it, 8:30 p.m. It just went and the whole thing shut down. They've learned a lot over the years. That's why whatnot tries to it tries to do things a little bit at a time as opposed to big sweeping changes. They try to do just little things at a time so that they don't end up with that. Couldn't get in earlier. I thought I was hacked or something. Yeah, so it sounds like the Amazon cloud servers are down, so now I need to find out what that's about. Thank God for the Amazon cloud servers down. Amazon service outages hit several major apps and websites. Huge global outage impacts Amazon, Fortnite, and Snapchat. Oh my gosh, all those people with their photos of their genitals, what are they going to do with them if they can't use Snapchat? Amazon's first fix for the huge AWS internet blackout didn't fully work. Okay, so what caused it? It's recovering. Should be resolved in the coming hours, according to CTV News. After roughly 3 hours of disruption, systems were gradually coming back online as of 6 a.m. Eastern. Seeing significant signs for recovery. It sounds like somebody like got sick, doesn't it? You have surgery Thursday. Oh no. Oh, you broke your arm again. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I hope you heal quickly. Um Looks like we'll have to buy Whatnot now. Living the dream says so is that is why my feet pics got no traction. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know how anybody survives. You can't see anyone's profile right now. Vindiquity says it's recycling and compost day here, so got to go and avoid the crashes. I need to go. I definitely need to go in the next half hour because it is recycling day here too. The recycling's out, but the garbage isn't out, and I have a little bag of garbage. I'm in Hastings, Ontario, which is just outside, about half an hour from Peterborough, an hour and a half, 2 hours from an hour and a half from Toronto. Crazy Feed Lady says, I think I had a troll last night. Someone was asking me to show feet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that wasn't a troll. That was a person who is also a gold member of feetfinder.com, probably. Did they want to pay to see your feet? You never know. You could, I bet you anything, Linda, if you started selling ankle bracelets, and you showed them, you might get a lot of stuff, but you might get a lot of sales. You could include you could just, yeah. I mean, there's nothing on Whatnot that says you had some ankle bracelets on last night. That could be it. They saw ankle bracelets and they're like, show me the feet that go with it. Show me it. Show me it. They just want to see feet. Oh my goodness. I mean, you know what? To each his own. To each his own. His or her own. Go for it. You know what? Um, it is what it is. If that's what floats your boat and it doesn't hurt anybody else, then you go ahead. Okay. Initial signs of Snapchat down detector. Okay, so let's see. So there is a website that you can, if you ever are wondering what the heck's going on with, is something going on with Whatnot, you can go to status or status, depending on how you say it, status.whatnot.com. Status.whatnot.com. And it will actually show you the historical of where we're at. So it says right now, they're currently investigating. We are aware of issues impacting multiple services and features across Whatnot. Our team is working quickly to resolve the issue. That was today at 9:48 a.m. Eastern time. So as you can see, here's today. There's a in the register, there is a major outage in the register. There's a major outage for logins. Create live shows and products is a partial outage right now. Load feed is a major outage. Join a live show is a partial outage. Purchasing is a major outage. The sell feature is operational and the ship feature is operational. So they are now seeing recovery across all of their functionality, but it started becoming an issue yesterday at midnight Pacific Standard Time, so 3 a.m. So that is why. So if you're ever wondering, is what's going on with Whatnot, do they know that there's something wrong? You can always look at status.whatnot.com or status.whatnot.com, and you will find all the information. So they know that there are multiple services. They're investigating it. They're working on it. The engineers are working on it. And it'll show you the last 60 days how many times Whatnot has had issues. As you can see, there's only been most of it is green. Most of it's green, but that's today over here, and it's all in the red this morning because of Amazon. So normally Amazon doesn't go out. So Whatnot rarely has issues. There might be glitches every once in a while, but not very often. Not like it used to be. But you can always go to status.whatnot.com or status.whatnot.com, depending on how you want to say it. Okay, I wonder if we're going to be able to raid. And also, it got really quiet in here, so maybe there's a problem with the chat, or you're just so enthralled with what I have to say. Um, let's see. I'm going to see who is on right now that we can go into. Look at that. Yep. Nothing here at the moment. There are no shows on whatnot right now. Ah, yay. All right. I think this person's new to me. We're gonna see if we can raid. Yeah. Let's see. I think we're gonna try and raid somebody, but whatnot is whatnotting right now, so we may not be able to. I may have to just end my show if it continues to be like this. All right, let's try. Do 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 do. Yeah, this is not good. It's not good. Whatnot. A no. It's an no 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 no. It's still thinking. No, it won't let me. Holy cow. Okay, we're gonna try and let's raid. See if we can raid into Jono in action. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to end the show. Where sometimes this happens, and we just have to end the show. Jono in action. Waiting, waiting, waiting. So if you're saying something, I can't see it right now. So I'm just gonna tell you that I love you and I think you guys are awesome. And I'm just gonna type in the full thing. Can't and we can't see you but can hear you. Oh good. I haven't paused the show. Whatnot's paused the show. This is so much fun. No, it's not letting me. Raid. Let's see. I'm just gonna pick the first thing that comes up. You can see me. This is so weird, isn't it? At least I can see that she needs some ankle so buying is currently an issue right now. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. The only person who's coming up is Real Housewife. So we're going to go there. It's probably the States. So I apologize, but we're going to go there. After second choice says all this happened after you said protest, just saying. Yep, it's my fault. I'm actually responsible for Amazon going down. All right, we're gonna raid into the real housewife. I think this is the States, but here we go, because whatnot be whatnot. And we're just gonna, invade with some Canadian love, and then you can leave. Okay, bye for now. Hopefully whatnot gets fixed later on today. I'll see you tomorrow morning.